Welcome everybody to Rob's MetalWorks. Tonight we are working here out on the strip at the Paper Tiger. Yes, to bring you people the brutality of Texas metal, and a band that I've been raving about and thinking about so long this year as the pandemic continues to roar across the country. Yes, brings me great pleasure to welcome the band from Dallas, Century Media recording artist, Frozen Soul. Welcome everybody to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Great to finally be here with you guys. Like as I was telling you off camera, I've been so excited about this because I'm a fan of the band's debut record. So tonight, I know that there's people across Texas and across the country who will see this, maybe who are still kind of learning about Frozen Soul. And I know you guys are fairly, kind of like a fairly new band. Mm-hmm. Talk a little bit about the beginnings and the formation of Frozen Soul, because I know you guys have longer histories in the Dallas metal scene.
Yeah, so Frozen Soul started technically back in 2016 with me and Chad. We were just looking to jam, basically. We were jamming with these other guys in this band called Judiciary. Name's Kyle and Cage. Jammed with them for a few months, just ended up not working out because they wanted to do something different. So after that, we put Frozen Soul to rest for a little bit, and then we revived Chad's old band, End Times, which is a band that had been around for quite a while. They started in like 2007 in the like Dallas hardcore scene and things like that. So yeah, we recorded a record for End Times over the course of like a couple years. Then after we finished recording that, we still had like the fire going. So we're like, hey, let's just keep writing. And there was some like old riffs that I had left over from End Times that were just a little bit like too heavy for what the sound of End Times was trying to go for, because it's more like epic, like heavy death metal, if that makes sense. Yeah. So after that, we just wrote the Encased In Ice demo, and then, I mean, the rest is history.
Wow. So really kind of at that, it was kind of you and Chris who had kind of really built the foundation for moving forward with Frozen Soul.
Well, me and Chad.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I think one of the cool things too that I think people kind of really, and we were kind of laughing about it in the car, is that, you know, it does get kind of cold in Dallas, you know, because you're so far away up north. Mm-hmm. I said, if these guys were from San Antonio, they couldn't be called Frozen Soul. Talk a little, but I love the motif. I love how you guys have really kind of embraced the motif with the lyrics and the imagery and the titles. How did that kind of happen for the band?
I mean, it just kind of happened. I mean, we kind of like lightly did it with when Chad was like writing the lyrics for Encased In Ice. We kind of like sprinkled it in a little bit, and then like after the demo dropped, everyone just kind of like was like, "Oh, this band's like cold. They're gonna like freeze us over. Gonna freeze hell over." So we just kind of like went along with it, like with the fans. So that's like really how like it started to snowball. No pun intended.
You talked a little bit about kind of like the brutality of Frozen Soul, and you know, there's so much, the breadth of death metal, even the genre of death metal is pretty broad. Okay, sometimes, you know, people think about death metal, and really what I think about is I really kind of think about speedy kind of death metal, and you guys are kind of like the antithesis of that. It's kind of like this slow, kind of grinding, kind of in your face, kind of like almost kind of like doomy kind of death metal, and I really dig it, and I think people who are listening to it enjoy it too, because you can just kind of like headbang to it. Was that kind of always the style of what you wanted for Frozen Soul, and then kind of, I guess, kind of built upon that once you kind of realized that people really kind of dig this kind of stuff?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part. So I mean, it more or less has to do like with like we know what we're good at and we know what we like. So, and there's also like there's 1,000,001 metal bands that play just super fucking blazing fast, right? You know, and it's like that's not really like, I mean, we're into that kind of stuff, but we don't like playing that kind of stuff. And so we're able to just like focus more on like being impactful with like the slower and like mid-tempo pace kind of stuff. So like I said, we just know what we like, and we try to like stick to what we know what we like and what we're good at.
I'm not sure, I can't quite recall right now if you actually kind of said it on camera, but the band officially kind of formed in, was it 2018?
2016.
2016 was really
that's when it like first started, but it really like started, the incarnation of Frozen Soul we have right now started in 2018.
Yeah, and that's a good segue. So why don't we let everybody kind of introduce who they are and what they do in the band too.
My name's Matt, and I play drums in the band.
I'm Michael. I play guitar in the band.
Yep.
I'm Samantha. I play bass in the band.
Yeah, Sam, we know you. And it kind of seems too that things progress really fast, kind of for Frozen Soul. You mentioned the Encased In Ice kind of demo. You guys kind of churned that out pretty quickly. Where did you guys kind of record that and stuff like that? My cousin and I have kind of been jamming that too as of late. Once we got turned on to Crypt of Ice, then we kind of took a step back and found that demo and really started jamming that too.
Yeah, we actually recorded that in our old jam space that we actually were sharing with another band. So we had to like work around all this other band's gear and shit to record basically that whole demo in a little jam room. So, but yeah, that's where Encased In Ice was recorded. Was at I don't remember what room number it was, but it was at a Cosmic Rehearsal in Haltom City.
What was the reception like? How did you feel when you guys kind of first started introducing yourselves into the Dallas metal scene?
I mean,
because, I was telling you, I don't go up to Dallas very often, but I know the breadth and the legend of the Dallas metal scene, all the great bands, Gammacide, Rigor Mortis, all those great bands. And now you have bands like Creeping Death and, of course, Power Trip and, of course, Pantera. So really, I mean, when you step out into the Dallas metal scene, it's pretty something serious.
Yeah. I mean, I've been going to shows since I was 18. I'm 27 now. Chris has been going to shows for fucking ever. He's older than I am. I mean, Matt's been going to shows, Chad's been going to the shows. We've all been involved in the Dallas scene for as long as we can remember, basically since we were like young kids.
Is that Chad right there?
That's Chris.
Oh, that's Chris. Chris, you want to jump in? Come on in, Chris. You're looking over here like.
But yeah, I mean,
come over here. Come over here next to me, my man. Feel free to chime in. And we were talking about the release of Encased In Ice and how it was received in the scene.
Yeah, it was received very well. 10 out of 10.
And I think, too, not only what helped the success of the demo was really the kind of like the live performance, too.
Yeah. If the band sucked live, the demo would be very lackluster.
Right. Let's go ahead and jump, guys, now into Crypt of Ice. Definitely a huge record. Has gained a lot of acclaim, not only here in Texas, but across the country. Let's talk about it. And first of all, correct me if I'm wrong. Most of the songs on there's only like one or two songs from Encased that are on Crypt of Ice that were reworked, or no?
3.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah. How did you guys change them at all, or just kind of remix them and stuff like that?
I mean, we changed them a little bit. We added some like harmonies here and there, and like maybe adjusted the tempos, things like that, but like no major changes, like no sections of songs got like entirely reworked or cut out, things like that.
Beefed it up a little bit more.
Yeah, gave it more life.
Yeah.
And so, whereas you did the demo at your in the recording space, where did you guys record this one?
So we actually also recorded Crypt of Ice at a recording or rehearsal rooms, but these rehearsal rooms were like fitted to be a like actual studio.
Yeah, we rented them from our friend Irving. He has a studio up there. We just kind of rented his space and brought our own guys in to do the stuff. Daniel, the guy that actually played guitar on Encased In Ice, the demo, he actually recorded Crypt of Ice.
That's right.
Yeah. He's like a 6th member of the band.
Still on good terms, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He's our homie. He's our producer. Like you know.
Let's talk a little. I was talking earlier about the motif and how you guys have embraced the frozen kind of the ice cold motif, and I think people really dig on that. Can you kind of talk a little bit about any of the lyrical themes on Crypt of Ice?
That'll probably be more Chad, but a lot of it's just like a lot of revenge, a lot of coldness, just about the harsh realities of life, and just mainly revenge, getting back at some people that did some fucked up shit. You know?
And I kind of feel like now that you guys are really kind of riding this kind of wave of kind of success right now, that that's a good thing, and that's a way to get back at people, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, revenge is best served over time, and let them grow old and get crippled to death while we ride to success. I don't know.
let me quote an old Prong song: "Revenge is best served cold." Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. And I also came to know that when you guys did start recording Crypt of Ice, it was in March of 20?
Yes, that's correct. Right
at the beginning of the pandemic.
Yeah, so we entered the studio, I think, on the 6th is when it was, or like the 5th. It was like the first week of March, and then we had it for 2 weeks, and we used that whole 2 weeks. And during that 2 weeks is like right when everything was like shutting down, tours and fests were getting canceled, shit like that.
Did that kind of work? I guess that I mean, the pandemic wasn't going away. The pandemic was there, but I guess that kind of played into a good thing, kind of.
Kind of. I don't know.
In a way.
I've met bands who released a record in February and then they got shut down, which is bad.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't know. For us, it was kind of like a fucking scary time because everything was just getting shut down, and we just signed with Century Media. So like, we had all these plans for the year, and then we're just like, oh fuck, there goes.
Yeah, we had like 2 full U.S. tours too, all this shit.
And now that you guys have kind of been playing, when was the first time you guys played a show? Sam, do you recall? After the pandemic?
After the pandemic, it was at our beer release show in May of this year. So it was like May 29th. Yep.
And how long had it been since y'all had played a show prior to that?
Since February of 2020.
Wow. So like, how did it feel? How did it feel to get back on stage?
Badass. It's fucking awesome. And we had our own beer, so it was super sick. And
yeah,
it's called Frost Hammer. Yeah.
I was going to ask you about that, but yeah, great for sharing. On the beer topic, like as you can see, I'm a beer drinker. I love drinking beer. Is that a Dallas brewery that does that?
It's in Arlington.
Yeah.
It's called Division Brewing.
To me, Arlington, Fort Worth, and Dallas, it's all the same shit to me.
It is. It's DFW.
Yeah. And I was telling them, like, I don't go up to Dallas very often to do work and stuff, but you guys have a rich metal scene. I know people go out there and support.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's a long history, back to fucking early thrash bands, Rigor Mortis, Pantera, Gammacide, all that shit.
Mm-hmm. And now,
even a very rich like punk and like hardcore history too up there, Yeah, Texas has got a good scene. I don't know what to say. It's always been good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You guys, when was the last time you were here in San Antonio? Was it a while?
Me, probably 2020. Were we here on tour with Still Bearing Hand?
No, we didn't come here.
2019 was Still Bearing Hand's probably the last time I was here.
Wow.
Yeah, it was October 2019. We played this really small place. Yeah, I don't even remember what it's called, but it was like something Cantina.
Yeah, we played the LimeWire, that place now? Limelight.
Livewire?
Yeah, they got a weird fucking stuff in there.
Yeah.
And then we played Faust Tavern by Robot Monster Guitar. Yeah, that was cool.
I would have loved to see you guys in those little shitholes. I think it's cool. I think sometimes it's kind of cool. Yeah. But sometimes, now, because, it's kind of scary. You alluded to the fact about the Century deal. How did the Century Media deal happen for the band?
I mean, they just kind of hit us up out of the blue one day. They're like, hey, we like what you guys are doing. Do you have anything, like any pre-productions, any like demo tracks that you're working on for the next album? And so we sent it to them, and then... Did
they get in their hands Encased In Ice, and then that's how they kind of...
Yeah, from what I know, I'm not the person that talked to Century Media at all. That was all Chad. So, but from what I gather, it's like the A&R guy, Mike Gitter, that signed us and saw and heard about us, he was just seeing our band in his like social media feeds like every single day for months is what it was.
Sure.
And then he checked us out, sent it to the guy that's the head of the label. His name's Philip. And Philip's like, you got to sign this band like right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And it's really kind of, I don't want to say unprecedented, but it almost is. It's kind of rare where you'll have a band that's come out and just released a demo and get signed right away. Mm-hmm. That doesn't happen very often.
No, usually bands are slugging it out for years and years, and you got to like build your way up to something. I mean, which a lot of us have been playing in bands for a long time. I've been playing bands for like 20 years, so we've definitely been slugging it out. But yeah, it is a rare thing. Cool, it's a totally different. Yeah, it is a rare thing. It's an awesome thing. Yeah, we're very appreciative of it.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Now, we were talking earlier on my crew and I in the car. It kind of seems like it's uncertain what's happening right now in the state. The governor's saying masks are mandated, but here in San Antonio they're making them. We don't see. You hear about musicians talking about touring restrictions now. How do you guys kind of feel about what's kind of happening in the country? Are you saying, yeah, let's continue to make plans, or let's kind of just wait and see?
Well, we kind of have plans.
Yeah.
October through December, we're going out with Sangasugabog, Inoculation, and Vomit 4th. It's like a 54-show tour. Yeah. I mean, we're planning on it, but, fuck, who knows?
We don't know what's going to happen.
We don't know. Every state's different. Every state, if states start having capacity limits or start, whatever. Who knows what's going to happen on the tour, but we're just going to enjoy this weekend while we're here in Texas because we don't think these next 4 shows or 5 shows are going to get canceled. So, yeah.
Matt, you have anything to add to that?
I just kind of wish that they could maybe admit people who had vaccination cards or something like that instead of like the.
I don't know. Who know? What is the step forward for all of this, man? It's a fucking crazy world, It is. It's a fucking crazy world. You don't know.
It's really cool of you to say that, Matt. And I think a lot of people feel the way you feel, but maybe may not say that because there's other people like.
Well, everything's political. It doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
If we're just gonna look at it at a health standard and take out everything else, that seems like the logical thing to do. Would have like vaccination cards or negative tests. I mean, that's just simple logic, eliminate the problem in any way you can and mitigate it for people there to be safe.
Minimize it as much as you can.
But fuck, I don't know. I'm glad I'm not in charge.
But then the other day I was watching the news and they've already caught people making fake cards, right? Yeah. So I don't. What do you do?
I don't know.
I have a fake ID. I have a fake vaccination card.
I've actually heard that the digital proof is not as hard to forge, but the vaccination cards are easier to forge.
Yeah.
But it's funny because not all airlines will accept the digital proof, like the digital documents. A lot of them only accept the thing that's easier to forge, which is it's kind of ironic. I don't know.
It's crazy. It's crazy times. So really, now it kind of seems like the true support is going to start for the record.
Hopefully.
Yeah, let's hope so.
As long as fucking COVID doesn't fucking end everything.
And how long would you like to stay out on the road if it allows?
If it allows, as long as we can, man. Oh, sport. Well, we have quite a few tours lined up all the way into next year. Some of them we can't talk about just yet, but because gotta wait to announce shit with fucking promoters. But we pretty much have from now till June of next year planned out, and then probably some beyond if everything allows, overseas and everything. So, but I can hope it all happens. Yeah, let's hope for the whole fucking world. Let's hope for the whole world, not just for us. Fuck us. Let's hope for the world this shit can keep happening,
We live in precarious times, my friend.
Yeah, that's true.
It's very scary.
It absolutely
Not
is.
just with the pandemic, but global warming and all kinds of crazy.
Yeah. It's Code Red was announced this week, for humanity. Yeah, it's.
But you released a report about.
It's fucking scary.
With this planet's got like 20 years left, maybe. We all just need to be good to each other, enjoy the shit we have now, and it's too late to save it, I guess.
Live it up, Sam.
I will.
Sam, have you ever been to Europe before to play shows?
I have not.
You excited?
Very.
Where would you like to go?
Anywhere at this point. I don't.
Germany, dude, Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah, Germany looks badass.
And I'm sure Century is getting the record out there. So, have they shared any information about you about what countries are really jumping on board with Frozen Soul yet? Have they said anything?
Actually, I think Germany has the most sales in Europe.
Yeah, we came in at number 47 on the German Billboard. So that was they said that was pretty huge for a metal band. That's like pop radio, like everything. Wow. So that's pretty cool.
What about my Latino brothers in South America? Are they jumping on board? For sure.
Some people, yeah, a few. We have people when we had our beer release. This kid Felix flew up from Monterrey, Mexico, and he's been turning a lot of people on in Mexico and shit. So he was really cool.
Great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Great. That's awesome, guys. And not to take anything away from the record, but even at this point, as you guys, I know you guys are kind of like the main songwriters. Are you at this point even already formulating new music at this point?
Oh yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
You're like, Rob, we have 20
doesn't
leftover
stop.
songs.
We got like 17 we're working
17
on.
leftover songs.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's great, man. That's great. So Centuries is going to be hitting you up, telling you they want that next record pretty soon.
Oh, they already are.
Yes, they are.
They've been knocking on our door.
I know how they work.
Yep.
Back in the day, there was this guy, when they did, I was telling Sam that, back in the day, all these independent labels used to have their own publicist department. And of course, now everybody contracts their shit out. But there used to be this guy there, his name was George Valle. You guys know George Valle? Mm-mm. He used to be the publicist there, and he and I did a lot of work together many years ago. And he used to set me up with interviews with all the Century bands, all the cool Century bands back at that time. And now he kind of has his own thing, his own publicity or record label. They're called Seek and Strike. So things change, man. But yeah, that's great. And I know that they would always push their artists to kind of keep churning it out.
Yeah, I think now that touring and everything is kind of sketchy for a lot of, for everybody. Labels and bands or stuff are going to have to probably turn out stuff quicker just to stay on top, and keep content going and keep people interested and stuff. So that's part of it too, I think. I don't know. I felt like back in the day when I was a kid, it seemed like bands put out a record like every 2 or 3 years, not like every year.
Sure.
Now shit's got to come out so fast. Attention spans are very short.
Well, remember too, like the advent of social media and the role of social media, and the short attention spans that people have to kind of deal with now with fans. So on that note, really quick, and this is a great question, a lot of bands, in order to kind of keep their name out in the market, have decided to go the route, instead of releasing like a 10-song LP, to release maybe like a 5-song EP, and then not blow their wad so soon, and then maybe release 5 more songs 6 months later. Is that something that you guys would ever consider doing?
I mean, maybe. Yeah, I don't think at the moment, no.
I don't even know. I asked that question also from the perspective is if the label is kind of also maybe pressuring you to do something like that, just to kind of, just to keep it.
Yeah, as far as an EP goes, no. It's way harder to push EPs because, albums are what really gets people's attention,
Mm-hmm.
So it's even though it's like less songs, it's still like more work you got to do if you like really, really want to like push it out.
And so when people come out to see the show, I'm going to find out tonight, or fans come out later on in the year to see Frozen Soul. What are you guys playing? You guys playing like the whole record, some of the EP?
I think just probably some curated songs, probably like 8, 9 songs maybe.
I don't know if we'll do the full record every night because, we tried doing that at our Wrecking Ball Fest that we just did.
Yeah.
And a lot of things went wrong, but despite those, we were going to play it in full, but even then, we played half the songs and we thought we were going to die on that stage.
Sam told me, I remember Sam messaged me, said we were beat after that show.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Literally 1,000 people in the room, so it was probably like 120, 130 degrees. Wow. People were having heat strokes. Fucking ambulance was there. It was fucking dangerous. It was
very dangerous.
There was blood upon the stage.
Fucking fire department showed up right as we were going on. It was just fucking chaos. Yeah.
Guys,
cold in there, unfortunately. Yeah.
They were waiting for you guys to bring the Frozen into it.
Yeah.
Guys, what a great pleasure to have this chat, and I'm really happy that we got everybody involved and that you guys are eager to do this. Again, I'm a big fan, and for all you people out there, don't forget the brand new record is already out there. Be sure to look for it on Century Media Records. Guys, as we end out, any last words, anything you want to say to people around the world who'll watch this interview?
Hell yeah, brother.
Get vaccinated, please.
Yeah, get vaccinated.
Get vaccinated. Let's all help each other out. Let's fucking get past this shit.
Be cool to one another.
Do something to move forward besides nothing. But
don't be a fucking dick.
Yeah.
Exactly. Sam, any last words?
Get vaccinated. Yeah.
Matt?
There's a vaccination, and you should get it.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Again, I appreciate you taking the time today to talk to us. Remember, everyone out there, the brand new record is called Crypt of Ice. Be sure to get it right now, right after you watch this interview. Go jam it and headbang to it. We're about to go into the club and check this band out. They're going to kick ass here at the Paper Tiger in San Antonio. You saw them only on Rob's MetalWorks.